What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're taking a look at Stellar Blade, the release here around launch on the Steam Deck, and performance is actually better than the demo in my opinion. A little better on the frame times, maybe a little bit more on the FPS. It's nothing dramatic, but I definitely feel like it's improved. It's running a little better on my MSI Claw 8 AI Plus as well. So anyway, we'll get into it. We'll look at some settings here, kind of what I'm running, and you can kind of choose what works for you, but ultimately very, very playable here. So getting onto display, we're going to be at full screen, 800p, unlimited frame rate right now, but it does have 45 and 30 as an option here. It's nice to see 45. That is an actual pretty good sweet spot if you wanted to lock the game down a bit. 30 is a little low for this type of game for me, but you could go that route if you wanted to. Chromatic aberration, motion blur all turned off. And we're on the Steam Deck preset, which does put you on FSR3 performance. We're going to make some changes to that, but I did want to kind of leave it where they have for the preset and look at that first, and then we'll go into some other settings. But yeah, obviously we're running FSR3 performance at 800p, so it's, not going to look the best, especially in motion, fine details, pixelation, stuff like that. But ultimately, does it work fine and on the smaller screen seem okay? Certainly. I think it would be fine for performance in most areas of the game. You're going to notice the imperfections, but it does work out fine as far as the preset goes if somebody just wanted to throw that on, be really quick and easy, and go play the game. I've certainly seen worse options when it comes to games having Steam Deck or handheld presets where they have it way too high and the performance just isn't where I think it should be for a preset for a handheld. So they actually did keep this one pretty low and pretty aggressive on the upscaling to get you there. You can certainly change things though, raise a few settings, use TAA, or go to quality or bounce on FSR, which you are going to go ahead and take a look at. So let's move to a different part of the game here in the city that we're running around in. About 54, 55 FPS sitting still here with that FSR3 performance. In motion, of course, things will get a little bit more pixelated and whatnot. Now, 45 FPS is a good sweet spot. You will dip below that in certain areas and missions of the game, especially as you get into it, but it will work for the most part, especially if you stay aggressive with the settings. But I'm going to go ahead and get back to unlimited so we can see what performance is actually doing here. Sticking with the Steam Deck preset, but we'll make some changes in here. So let's go ahead and just check out quality from performance on FSR3, and it does improve quality a good bit. It helps with some of the flicker, pixelation, all that, especially if you're running around and in motion. You lose about 6-7 FPS in that area though, so that could hurt later on. We could turn that off and use TAA if we wanted to, so it's going to be 800p if you're at 100% resolution for the anti-aliasing there, or you could scale that 50, 60, 70, or 80 to get the performance and visuals you want. We'll go ahead and throw this on 70 just to kind of be in the middle and take a look at it. And then on top of that, you can make a couple of more changes here, plenty of others if you wanted to, but bring your environmental detail up, medium or high, mess around with that, probably medium. And medium or high for your character object detail might help out some too. Now, TAA is much sharper, and in certain areas, especially if you're moving and in motion, it looks really good in comparison to FSR. But when I'm sitting still, there is a lot of flicker and shimmer in a lot of areas of the game that I get, even though it is much sharper. So everyone's going to kind of have their preference, and you'll just have to play back and forth and see what you like most. If I turn FSR3 back on and pick something in between here that I'm happy with, which is balanced, the image quality is actually pretty good. So whether you're in motion or sitting still, it's a little bit more blurred. That's just going to be the case here with FSR versus like using TAA. But I think it's a decent kind of compromise between all of that when it comes to flicker, sharpness, upscaling effects, pixelation, all that. But again, just pick what works for you for this part when it comes to TAA scaling or FSR3 upscaling, and then adjust a few of those settings to what you like. But at least it is very playable on the Steam Deck. It's verified, and it does seem to be working pretty well. So basically, with all that said, there's not much more to show you here. I'll leave you guys with a little bit of gameplay you can check out for yourself here for a minute. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't, thumbs up, and all that. All right, guys, as always, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.
Everything looks like an apocalypse.
What?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. out here.